Could the Denver Broncos make a trade for a former starting quarterback to add depth to their room? But before we talk about that, guys, I want to shout out the affiliate partner for today's video, Whitebeard Signworks. Use code BS30, link in the description below, to save $30 off your first purchase on NFL LED team logo signs, just like this really cool sign behind me. Again, that is code BS30, link in the description below to save off your first purchase from Whitebeard Signworks. Thank you so much to them, and now back to your regularly scheduled content. I want to go ahead and bring in this tweet from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Brady Henderson. According to their sources, the Seattle Seahawks are open to trading backup quarterback Sam Howell. Howell is currently third on their depth chart behind Sam Darnold and Drew Lock, who they just re-signed to the squad. For Howell, he was their QB2 last year and only got into, I believe it was one game, and that was a game against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. Geno Smith nicked up his knee pretty early on, and if you go ahead and bring in the stats from that game, it wasn't pretty. He threw for 24 yards, and mind you, he played for a majority of that game, threw a pick, 14.6 passer rating, a completion percentage of 35.7, absolutely putrid. But Howell does have talent. He does have a really strong arm. He can throw a really nice deep ball. There is something there with Sam Howell. And we know that Sean Payton kind of likes to take chances on these quarterback reclamation projects. Maybe Howell could be that next specimen for Sean Payton. I know that Sam Howell is a guy that definitely has drawn a lot of controversy for his play style. He takes a lot of sacks, and that might be a detractor to Sean Payton. He got rid of Russell Wilson just because of how many sacks he took, but Zach Wilson also took a lot of sacks in New York before he came here, and in theory, Howell would develop as the third or fourth quarterback on the depth chart, maybe even on the practice squad, and if he were to leave in free agency and get a contract like Zach Wilson got, then maybe the Denver Broncos could net a compensatory draft pick in return. Pretty much every single year, I want the Denver Broncos to do something like they did with Zach Wilson. Bring in a quarterback who is in need of football rehab. There's a clear-cut starter and backup in the building with Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. And in the case with Sam Howell, if the Broncos were to trade for him, he would have to compete with Sam Ehlinger, who they signed a few weeks ago. Made the best Sam win. Quite frankly, I think Sam Howell has more physical talent and is a more gifted player than Sam Ehlinger is. Howell can sling the rock. I think back to that week 2 game in 2023. It was Sean Payton's second game as Broncos head coach, and Sam Howell absolutely diced us up when he was with the Commanders. Granted, that was the same defensive personnel that the very next week gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins, but Howell made some really nice throws against relatively tight coverage. You could tell that he does at least have an NFL caliber arm. His decision making, his poise, his pocket presence, that's all stuff that definitely leaves a lot to be desired with Sam Howell. But if he were to sit as the third or even fourth quarterback on the practice squad for a year, then he could develop and maybe at least grow into a competent backup in the NFL, and he could have a Ryan Fitzpatrick or a Josh McCown journeyman type career. Why not? I'm all for bringing in as much quarterback depth as you can, and even though we have an established starter and backup, I would love to create some competition there for that third string spot. I don't think Sam Ehlinger is going to be the only quarterback that the Broncos will add to their room this offseason. I do believe that they're probably going to add a quarterback at some point after the draft, or maybe during the draft. More realistically, I think they're going to prowl through the undrafted free agents, and if there's somebody that they really like, then they'll probably bring him in, but let's just say that Sam Howell doesn't get traded, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happened. He's only worth maybe a late 7th round pick in future years. So I don't think that Sam Howell is going to net the Seahawks a lot of draft capital. Maybe they look at it as, okay, we need a roster spot right now, so we're just going to go ahead and cut our losses and cut Sam Howell, let him be a free agent. And if he is on the free agent market, I think that could be a more realistic scenario where Denver could scoop him up and let him compete with Sam Ehlinger for the third string quarterback spot, and may the best Sam win. All right, guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section below, guys, how would you feel if the Denver Broncos were to trade for Sam Howell, or if they decide not to give up draft capital, how would you feel if they were to wait till he got cut and then bring him in for at least a workout or something like that? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well, subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.